This was a rebroadcast of the Eau Claire Redevelopment Authority.
The audio for this program can be heard on WRFP LP 101.9 FM.
Well, it is 7:30, so I will bring this meeting to order. Good morning, everybody. The first thing that we have on our agenda is the minutes from the meeting of the March 16 meeting.
So moved. I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Can we use our microphone?
Oh, gosh. Can you start over?
Yeah. No.
Item number 3, financial statements. Kelly?
So is this microphone on? Okay, because I've never had to pay attention to that before. Okay. Let's see. Your operating expenses for March totaled $214, $13 for postage, and $201 for utilities in the Cannery Redevelopment District. Acquisition expenses totaled $10,002 and included $1,434 for a Phase 2 concept plan in the Cannery Redevelopment District, $2,390 for moving payment to Silver Mine Stone Company, and $6,178 for that final moving payment to Dell's Architectural Antiques.
And that is completed, the Dells.
Yes.
100%.
Mm-hmm.
I'll second.
Any other questions or discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Motion to accept the WEDC SAG grant for the Cannery District. Michael?
Yes, we had applied for a WEDC SAG grant, which stands for Site Assessment Grant, and we were awarded that. And I'll have Kelly come up and just talk about it a little bit, but it's an award that it's an existing program that WEDC has. It's a competitive process that you submit a grant application. We have received one of these before for the post office downtown, so it's a very standard agreement that we've been through before, but go ahead, Kelly.
Yep. So the grant agreement, they're matching 50% for the demolition and additional site assessment work that we're gonna have to do in the Cannery District for 3 properties. So the old Bartengale property, the 10 Maple, and I didn't bring a map with me, right next to it, and then 24 Maple were all had some identified environmental concerns as part of the Phase 1. So we were able to get all of those included in the grant to help with the demolition costs and additional testing. So the grant is for $60,960, and then the RDA would have a match of that same amount. And we can use it on environmental sampling, analysis and reporting, storage tank removal, and demolition for those 3 properties. And then we have a semi-annual reporting that we have to do, and we just had a similar grant on the post office, and that one we had to do an audit on. This one, they're not requiring us to do, so that's really the only difference in the difference between that grant and this one.
This contract has been reviewed by the City Attorney's Office and by the Finance Department.
How long will this take?
The demolition? Well, I'm working with Rod right now to finish the demo specs on it. We met yesterday, so your next meeting you should be able to award that contract. It will probably take a few months. So hopefully, my goal was to have it down before I went on maternity leave, but I don't know if that will happen. But I'm hoping the bid's awarded before then. So.
Jeff, you had a question?
Yeah, Kelly, do we have our part in the budget, and when does the RDA portion have to be funded? That wasn't clear.
Yeah, you have funding in your CIP. So this schedule in your financial shows you have $589,000 total that you have in your RDA funds.
So part of it will come out of those?
Yes, yep.
Thanks.
Do we put our monies in first?
Well, what we do is we pay all of the invoices as they come in, and then we submit a grant reimbursement request, and then they reimburse us.
Any other questions, comments? If not, we look for a motion to accept the grant funds.
Second.
Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Thanks, Kelly. Next item, Executive Director's Report. Mike?
Okay, just a few things. So I've met with 4 developers regarding Liner and Block 7. 3 of them still seem to have some interest, and we continue discussions. The Hips building, after talking to a couple of you, I've requested the packet of information from Jack Kaiser. He thinks it'll be ready within a week or 2. His plan is to just send it out locally to begin with in terms of selling the property. And so once we have it, we'll bring it to the RDA board too for your review. Continue to meet with Mr. Glass on the 1807 Oxford Avenue property as you directed for the Eau Claire Brewing project. Steve and I have met with him. Contractors have continued to assess the building for him. We continue to monitor the break-ins into the building and can't seem to keep people out of there. And then Dale and I have a meeting with Mr. Glass later today. The indoor public market completed their surveys. There were over 3,700 surveys, which is amazing.
Wow.
The consultant is very, very happy with that. He'll be back in town the week of May 9th, so there'll be some more series of meetings and such at that time. The transit advisory report will be given to council May 9th, I believe. And I think is that when the TIF policy comes back to council too?
Yes.
Okay, so those 2 things will be happening in the near future at the council level. Council also approved the purchase of that strip of land from Family Video that we needed to complete the trail. So have you been able to set up the closing date yet?
I sent it all to
Okay.
Binful, so we're estimated to close the end of the month.
Okay, so once we have that closed, we'll have everything on the riverside then. And lastly, this is Elaine's last meeting. She is leaving us, so we say goodbye to her and thank her for her work here at the RDA. And then your next meeting is scheduled for Wednesday, May 18th. Any questions of me or staff or what we're working on?
Anything else of Mike? Well, if not, then I deem this meeting adjourned.
This was a rebroadcast of the Eau Claire Redevelopment Authority.
This program was recorded and presented by Chippewa Valley Community Television. Chippewa Valley Community Television is made possible by continuing community support. If you would like to volunteer or make a donation, you can contact us by calling 715-839-5067 or on the web at www.cvctv.org.